Hello everyone, welcome to Cartoon Season. I'm Tyler, and this is where I talk about all types of animation, whether it be cartoons, anime, or movies. Today we're talking about She-Ra and the Princesses of Power Season 1. We're having a good time. This wasn't a show that I ever really seeked out. I just didn't, I don't know, She-Ra, I don't really care. He-Man was never a fan, whatever, but this was a show that just kind of got more and more attention, and then some of the shows that I did like, people who also liked them like this show, and they're like, nah, this show's legit. And so okay, let me check it out, and did not disappoint. So we're going to talk a little bit about this show today. We're going to talk about the expectations of a few of our main characters and how they kind of hold those burdens. And then we're going to talk about season 2 predictions like we do with every seasonal show we talk about on here. So before we get into it, make sure to go to the Tiger T YouTube channel or other podcast platforms to listen to more episodes of this show. Links will be in the description for everywhere you can possibly listen to this. And let us begin. So, like I said, expectations. We're going to talk about Adora, Catra, and Glimmer. So we'll start with Adora, main character, also She-Ra for all intents and purposes. So the expectations of Adora. So she was kind of the ace of the horde. She was like the golden child, where it was like she gets perfect marks and everything. She is perfectly perfect. She is set up to be the leader, right, basically. But that's a lot to live up to. You know what I mean? Getting perfect marks and everything, and then, it's going towards your goals, but imagine whenever you mess up even in the slightest. Now it's like, oh, we expect perfection. So if you give anything less than perfection, something's up, something's wrong. And then on top of that, we walk a little bit through the show. She now has now has the She-Ra powers. She-Ra powers. Which is also tough, because now she goes from one impossible task to another impossible task, where it's like, okay, now I'm kind of on the good side, I guess. And now I'm kind of expected to save the world, That's tough. It's tough to be put in that position. And she also knows nothing about She-Ra. She knows nothing about the person, the powers, or what she's supposed to do, how she's supposed to do it. Like, we go through so much of her accidentally executing a cool power and then not knowing how she did it, and now she's in trouble. Again, I really like that. I like the learning of the powers whenever a character gets them, and learning to be a hero and trying to save people with things you don't understand, and then slowly understanding them, and now you're an expert, and it's great. It's awesome. But it's tough to be the person to have to go through all that, because she knows nothing about anything. She doesn't know the history. She doesn't know what she's really supposed to do, what her mission is, what her aspirations are supposed to be, and how this conflicts with hers as Adora, So it's tough. And then she's told to let go of everyone. That's also really tough. Let go of everyone, of everything. Don't get close to things because they're just people, and you can't go through your life now with the She-Ra powers helping every little thing. Like you're supposed to be big scale, macro. You can't be on the micro. You got to be on the macro. And that's tough. I mean, that kind of reminds me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Where I'm not going to spoil it for you, even though it's a pretty old cartoon and it's fantastic and you should have watched it by now. But there's a moment in the show where Aang is told to let go of the people that he loves in order to get more powerful. Not only more powerful, but also to kind of go 100% in tune with his spiritual form, basically, the spiritual aspect of who he is, and that will help him truly become the Avatar. And spoilers, I guess spoilers, but if you don't watch the show, then you don't really know what I'm talking about in the first place. He's not able to do it. He's like, I can't just let go of the people I love. It's like I want to be the best Avatar I can be, but if I can't be with my loved ones, what's the point? You know, there's got to be a way to have your cake and eat it too. There's got to be a way. You know, so this is, I'm sure kind of what Adora goes through as well, where it's like there are still people she loves, like people that she likes from her past life, people that she's learning about, you know, Glimmer and Bow and different princesses, and it's like, I can't just do that, you know, that's crazy. And then she basically just has to save everyone. You know, like that is who she is at this point, where it's like, okay, gotta save all the princesses, gotta stop the war, gotta restore everyone's, you know, the nature, and it's like, it's too much for one person, you know. You know, but I really do like it, just to close out her expectation. I do like, because she does have people around her that love her and want to help her and are all in and want to help her learn and everything. So, you know, I think the expectations are tough on her, and I think that's really a main focal point of her character with this first season. But I think that season 2, I think that she is going to, well, we're not into season 2 predictions yet, but just briefly, I think that burden's going to be lessened. But let's move on to Catra. So Catra's expectations are tough because, you know, she was always in Adora's shadow. You know, she's not necessarily a bad person, or, you know, not necessarily unskilled with what the Horde is looking for, but she's always in Adora's shadow. Always. Doesn't matter what she does. And so, you know, she acts out to get attention, like all people do at that age. Doesn't work well for her. And being in someone else's shadow is tough, because it's like, hey, I am my own person. You know, I am not just a figment of someone else. Like that's not fair. That's not fair. Then she feels betrayed by Adora. This even goes past it, where it's like she has to reach Adora, and now Adora's betrayed her, so now she has no top of the mountain anymore. Now she's left without purpose. And Adora, kind of like a sister to her. Maybe not sister, but like best friend. You know, there's like a best friend, and like they were together, did everything together, and now Adora's just gone. And it's like she's betrayed everything that they've known together, and now what is she supposed to do? You know, she was reaching the tippy top of this mountain. Mountain's gone. You know, the rug has been pulled out from under her. She now has no purpose in life. Now it's like, okay, well, I can work to get better and reach the top of the Horde, but it's like, why? Like, what's the point anymore? You know? And then even towards the end, like, her invasion fails. You know, she invades, you know, the tower, the castle, or whatever. You know, tries to take out the power, the princesses, the gems, the stones, whatever. Her invasion fails. And that sucks, you know, because it's like, she's worked so hard. She has these good ideas, and, you know, the only saving grace is that she does gain Shadow Weaver's respect, because even though she failed, she did a lot good, or a lot right in you know, in Shadow Weaver's mind. So I think that her arc is an interesting one. I can't wait to see what season 2 looks like, but I feel like, you know, not getting into season 2 predictions yet, but I feel like her arc was interesting. I feel like her kind of being, you know, by Adora's hip, and then being cast aside, or at least that's how she feels, and then kind of being wishy-washy the whole time of like, I'm gonna defeat Adora, but I still like her, like, we still grew up together, you know, and then her kind of being brainwashed by that, like, AR you know, thing that her and Adora went through, and then like Adora apologizing, like, but like Catra not accepting it, you know, and like her having this turn of like, you know what, forget it, I don't care anymore, you're dead to me, I'm gonna become the leader of the Horde, and I'm gonna destroy everything you know and love. Which is, you know, basically what she's doing at this point. And the Horde is bad. I mean, we even recognized that in the beginning, where Adora's like, "Oh, the Horde did all these things," and Catra's like, "Yeah," and Adora's like, "Wait, you knew, and you're fine with this? Like you already thought these things that I'm thinking now, and you're fine with it? Like, no, like you're basically accepting that you've identified yourself as a bad guy, and you're okay with that. That's not cool." But yeah, I think her character is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun ride to see how much she still wrestles with her own morality, and then how far in the chain she moves up, and like how far she actually goes to, you know, to succeed in these evil things. But yeah, then we move on to Glimmer. Her expectations, hers are tough. She's under a lot of pressure from her mom, because her mom's like the queen, you know, so she has a lot to live up to. You know, you can tell that. You can tell by like a lot of times how like you know, kind of uptight she is, and how she needs things done a certain way, you know, but also her attachment to the land, you know, where it's like, nah, like your people, like when they first met her and Adora, like your people ravaged us, you know, like we didn't do anything. We're just chilling, you know, and now I have to, like, I'm gonna be the queen one day, like I have to be the one to save these people and protect these people and like prosper, and she's under a lot of pressure for just a kid. And then this is even accentuated when when her powers get all glitchy, and she has to hide them from the mom, because it's like she's gonna freak out, and I'm gonna feel disappointed, and she's gonna hate me, and I'm gonna not be useful anymore, and I'm gonna not be the queen. Like, there's a lot of things that go through her mind in that moment, and like it's easier for her. It's better for her to just hide this from everyone, because like why wouldn't she? You know, why would she go through the pain of, you know, saying what's happened to her, and now she has to admit defeat? Like, she can't do that. She's a princess. She's not allowed to. But in spite of all that, she does succeed in gathering the Princess Alliance, which is incredible. You know, that is like the plan that she had of like, okay, we're gonna get the princess together, we're gonna work together, and we're gonna defeat this. Like we are stronger together than apart, right? Apes strong together. That's a Rise of the Planet of the Apes reference for anyone, all the cultured folk out there. But yeah, and it's just like, that's another cool thing. You know, I'm not gonna say into predictions or anything, but like that's another cool thing that she did, because now we're together and we have each other's knowledge, we have each other's powers, we have each other's support, you know. And she did that. No one else did. I mean, she got help from her friends or whatever, but like, she did that. She did something that people weren't able to do. You know, I think, if I remember correctly, there was a Princess Alliance of some sort in the past, but like, she was able to rekindle that. You know, I think she should feel, you know, that's a victory. You know, she should feel good about that, because I feel good about that. You know, so I think really what the overarching message that I'm trying to get across is with all three of these characters is that like, they were all put under such immense pressure, respectively, from their people. You know, all three of them in different ways, but all three of them. And I think by the end of it, they have all shown that they can live up to those expectations. You know, Adora did save the people. You know, she is growing into the She-Ra moniker. You know, Catra failed the invasion, but she showed a lot of promise, and she made a lot of right moves, and and her side has a lot of information that they can use now. And Glimmer formed the Princess Alliance, kept her people safe, you know, and is moving towards being a leader that, you know, that she was always destined to be. You know, so I feel like that was a big theme in the first season, and I'm interested to see what season 2 is, you know, like how they continue down these paths and what troubles they face. Speaking of season 2, let's get into some predictions, right? So like I said, I have not seen season 2. I think there's like 5 seasons of this show. They're not super long though, but it's a good healthy amount of the story left. So, no particular order, here's some predictions for you. Adora will sit down and learn more powers. I think that's easy, right? She has to learn more about She-Ra. She has to learn more of the powers to help her people, because she's just kind of accidentally done a lot of stuff. So I feel like her actually sitting down and learning some stuff and like having an actual tool belt, an actual toolbox to be able to pull from, I think is essential. And I love whenever we see people learn powers, so I can't wait for this. I think Catra will rise in the Horde. I think that's a given. I think she's done so much for the Horde at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know if in season 2 necessarily, but I wouldn't be surprised if she actually gets, if she becomes like Shadow Weaver's right-hand man, so to speak. And she gets some real authority, you know, like, I mean, again, she already has a lot, but I think she's going to learn a lot about being a leader and learn a lot about what the Horde is and what they're really trying to accomplish. And I think it's going to be fun to watch. I don't think Adora and Catra will give up on each other. I just don't think that'll happen. I feel like deep down, no matter what they do to each other, I think they will always have that bond. And I feel like, again, not really season 2 necessarily, but I think this is more like endgame type stuff where it's like these two will make up, you know, and I think they might, you know, not really enemy of my enemy is my friend, because I don't think these two are inherently enemies. I think they've grown to become enemies. But I feel like there will be some bigger story that will bring them together. The Princess Alliance will grow and be more influential in the rebellion. I think that's another given. Princess Alliance, I think, will be essential to this story and the fight between good and evil. And we have to see more princesses too. You know, I'm always down for more characters, and I'm always down for the growth of the characters we already know and love. And I think it's cool to see more side characters, and see how they play into the story. And I think the Princess Alliance will really, you know, help that shine. And then hopefully we'll learn more about Bo. I feel like we've seen a lot of the other main character of the show, but I feel like Bo, not too much. So I hope we see more of him as a character, him with some backstory. That'd be nice. I want to hear more about these runes. We've already heard a little bit, but I'd like to get more deep into that, because, you know, I'm always down for more like world building and more history, and with She-Ra having the kind of like legacy that she does and like how that's passed down, I think seeing more kind of stuff like that would be really cool. And then the last thing, just a note, I love Entrapta. I think Entrapta is great. I think just how weird she is and how quirky she is, and how like she's kind of a free agent, where she's just like, I think her curiosity gets the better of her, and she's just like, I want to create some cool stuff. Good, evil, I don't care. I just want to create some cool stuff. You know, I do hope that we see more and more like appreciation for her, because I feel like that's a big reason why she was able to be tricked. I mean, I think she's also a little gullible, but I think that's a big reason she was able to be tricked to join the Horde, because she wasn't super appreciated. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much it for season 2 talk. Please let me know what you think season 2 will be all about. Let me know what you thought of season 1. Pretty good show so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely waiting to watch more of it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Please go to the Tiger T YouTube channel, as well as any other podcast platforms, to watch more, listen more of these cartoon season episodes. Let me know what other stuff you want to see me cover. Like I said, cartoons, anime, movies, that sort of stuff. And yeah, links in the description. All necessary links that you may need are down below. And yeah, until next time, watch more She-Ra, watch more cartoons in general, you know, and let me know what else you want to see me cover, and I'll be back with an episode before you know it.